Wassail, sheep, goat, sheep, goat, sheep, goat. It's the 6th new moon and it's the biggie, it's the solar eclipse. So we're doing tester traps to see what we're trying to release as we approach the eclipse. It's in 2 weeks. Massive energy change, divine energy going into the earth grid, divine feminine consciousness rooting down. So sheep and goat, we need your tester trap 3 and 6 energy frequency. What is the energy frequency, please, for sheep and goat? The energy frequency, please, for sheep and goat. And the solution. Oh, you can't have that many cards as a solution. Sorry, can't do 4. I'll do 2 at the most, but I'd rather have just 1. It makes the message clearer. I was doing it again. Okay. I will keep those. Oh, it's already going in a slightly backwards message. Maybe that's the part. Maybe there's some kind of time warp going on for you. So, we've got the 369. Now we need the other molecules. The inward journey, 124. The outward journey, 875. So, oi! That's too many. I need to know which card is which. So we start with card number 1. This is the Light Seer's deck. So that's card number 1, where you start on your internal journey. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. That's too many. 2 plus 2 is 4. Can we please have the 4th card? Thank you. 4 plus 4 is 8. This is external work. No, we have the 4. 8 and 8 is 16. 6 plus 1 is 7. So that's the 7th card. 8th card, 7th card. 7 and 7 is 14, which is 4 and 1 makes 5. So can we please have card 5? Can we please have card 5? Can we please have card 5? It's too many. I'll take 2, but I'm not taking that many. I want just 1. Can we please have card 5, please? Can we please have card 5? What's the message? Oh. It's on the floor. And then we need 3 cards that is the journey through the solution that's being offered by the Divine Nun. So 3 cards, please, to help sheep and goats. Sheep and goats. I want them to fall. Although I'm gonna keep that to one side because it's just a reminder, but I'm not gonna read it in as such because it's duplicating another energy. Oh, it does want to go in. I can hear what they want me to say with it now. Ooh, nice. 1 more card, please. 2 more cards, please. Ooh. And then there will be an outcome card from the Cosmic Deck, but I don't want to put that down yet. I want to read what we have first. So your trap is 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 6 is 12, 1 and 2 makes 3, and that's where you get caught in a trap, and that's the energy frequencies. So we start with the 3, which is your energy pathway, one of the internal part that's flashing, and this is a 3 and a 4, this is a 7. It's the card of many paths. So many paths is, as it says, it's always this card of telling us that there are many paths forward. Oh my goodness, you've never shown yourself before. There's a spirit guide hidden inside this card. Oh my God, and it's got figurehead of a ship. You've had ships before. That's so weird. I was thinking of ships while I was shuffling them. I'm thinking there's no ship in any of the cards I've picked. It's in the good tarot that helps with that. And you have that journey to go and rescue souls. And there's a heart chakra forming in the distance. And there's a big golden cosmic third eye. How bizarre. The ship energy. You've got the cubes again. We're getting a new message about cubes today being the new frequency. You know, pyramids are over. It's about cubes now. There's also signs of time. This had to happen. This is natural. I'm fascinated by this figure that has never revealed himself before. I want to say, this spirit guide's been alive recently. I say recently, Tudor times is what they're saying, but also ancient times. It's sorry, I'm just listening. I'm going to have to come back to that. They're saying it will become clearer, but you might need to remind me because I do go off tangent. So, the frequency forwards, your external frequency, is taming the wind. Interesting. There's a little humming, but they're showing me things on these cards today that have never been in my vision before. Taming of the Wind is 55. It's the energy of the new world that we're heading to slowly. And this swirling of the wind, you can see a figure looking out, a divine feminine energy, because that's the age of Pisces. It's a different frequency. And there are many pathways to get there. Oh, you have to make them. You're the pathway former. That's interesting. So you're like a cartographer. You sail out, you draw maps, you create an intention of where you want this frequency to lead as we move forwards. So your trap is many paths, taming the wind. There are many paths because there's many souls. Your journey this year, sheepgoat, is always about the many and not the few. It's always about you reaching out and rescuing others. And do you remember that in your first reading, when I had that first orb that flew down, came down my nose and landed on the B card, it was, as I mentioned, you joining your original soulmate, which is your mirror soul, which we've just had a reading on recently. And I'm getting that energy again in this tester trap. It's not that it's being delivered now, it's still later, but the energy of it's part of this frequency. It's like there's echoes through time. You create the mapping, you draw the people to safety, you release the souls that feel trapped. They're not full souls, they're like dust or mist or threads that just need to be released, and that gets you to this soulmate energy. I want to say, I want to yawn, and yawning can be associated with sleep, but yawning can also be associated with waking up. So it's a paradox, because it's also about making space, yawning, a yawning chasm. So where do you begin with your molecules of internal work? On the move, you're going fast. Also, I want to say to you, binary code. I've never seen that before. 1010, 101, 1101, 0110, 1111, 01, 010, 0011, 10, on the sole of his shoe. You are writing code. Binary computer code. Oh, on a quantum level. It's about this soul retrieval. So anyway, you're on the run. You've got your crossbow on your back, and you're racing towards your motorbike because you're getting ready to engage in this. This is coming at you fast, this eclipse energy, this beginning. It's going to be dreamy. It's going to be astral realmish. The second step of your internal work, so this was thoughts. You're thinking about how to change things. You're rushing forward towards the bike, towards things. Spirit's leading you. And Spirit is creating all the necessary points in time to draw this energy so that you can create the changes that you're meant to be working on with people. 8 is abundance, and so it's really this, it's almost every energy center within you is being wired with time to push this energy forwards, to set up the many paths. It's like this is the cartography apprenticeship that takes place. It's an internal thing. You have to write your own emotional landscape within you to give you a map of how to move forwards. And then you have the King of Cups, to be zen, to be in balance with emotions, ready to sail. He sits in the water. There's the boat at the back. There's that boat. It's here that you're sailing away in. That's lovely. So it's not just the figurehead in the many paths. You have energy radiating from your heart. Your heart is the beacon, is the lighthouse, is the pharos that's sending out the signal to all these lost souls. And it is about doing it in dreams. His eyes are shut. You have a starfish. Starfish is about regeneration. You break a piece of a starfish off, well, not you personally, a piece of a starfish breaks off and it regenerates. But when it regenerates, it grows the same thing, but it no longer contains the ancestral traumas because they've been released. This is the journey that you've been going on to get to your twin flame. You can get to your mirrored soul. I hate saying twin flame. I'm so sorry I said that. Mirror soul. You can get to your mirror soul because you're zen now within your emotional landscape. You've drawn up your map of how this moves forwards. That's interesting. That's so different to snake. Snakes maybe need to have a chat with sheep goats, because snakes are struggling with this. They want that map, but they can't find it. That's really interesting. So that's your internal work. Then externalizing. In order to externalize, you have to go through an enormous transformation. 13, that divine feminine frequency, it's that's just turned up in horses reading. Horses reading is about shifting from 12s to 13s as the natural division of hours and planets and things. It's not quite what I mean, but it's a different energy frequency. The knot pyramids, the cubes of the many paths. The cuboid format has got something to do with divine femininity coming in. So we have death and rebirth. This is the new 5D world of the taming of the wind that we're heading to. But you have to landscape that inside you. That's this map that you're making with all the roads pointing and emanating from outside. It's like the cosmos has sent all the information in, you've drawn the map to become Zen, you've put on all the pathways for everybody, and you still look the same as you did before, rooted in the earth, but now inside you there's this glorious vision of a pathway forwards. It's like many paths that all lead to one direction, and this next part of your journey down is to do with the moment of the eclipse. This is when it all begins to sort of, you need a little bit of patience still to draw your map, but this is the watering down of emotions, but not yours, other people's. This is when you begin to shine your light for these other souls. So you've reached that divine masculine feminine balance of emotions, and then you become the beacon to begin. There's an infinity symbol here that's very, very slack, whereas the infinity symbol down at the bottom of this card between death and rebirth is very clear. In your mind, everything's very clear. But in the minds of others, this eclipse energy is still very uncomfortable and confusing. And you are being a kind of natural leader. And your energy frequency that's emanating out of you is bringing you down to the Two of Cups energy. This is being in union. Partly, this is an echo of your original soulmate, but it's not that yet. That's what happens when you go past the Divine 9 moment. This is you helping others. This is you reaching out, sheep, and go, even if it's only on the astral plane, at night while you're dreaming, you're liberating the lost. You're finding the people in this wind, this confusion of the dying age of Pisces, and you're bringing them safety. You're the hand reaching out, but you're not just reaching out, you're filling their bowls with emotions. This is such sublime light work that you're doing. Only most of the time when you do that, you then find yourself back in another starting place, rushing off with all the focus on you to build a new map again and go rescue some more souls. So your trap's not uncomfortable because you're doing beautiful work, but there still has to be a solution to the trap because that can't go on forever. The solution comes with, this is what I mean about going backwards in time. You've got wind. Wind usually comes before the taming of the wind, but actually you have to become the wind of change. You map out the future. You decide how this goes. And wind is 63. It is the frequency of the tester trap, but 6 and 3 added together is 9 in itself. So you are not just your own solution, but you are other people's solution. Pressure's on. So you then have the rattle, which is a 4 and 3. And 4 and 3 is 7, which is pathways. Again, many paths. Pathways out. reaching out, holding hands, helping people. Oh, you've got more pathways. So the rattle is choosing the moment in time to tame the wind. The taming the wind's in your thing, but you are the wind. You are that energy, so you decide when to stop, put your hand forwards, reach for somebody and pull them back out. Rescue them. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So, that's the solution, you being in control. You've got 17 star energy. So the journey is to trust in the fact, oh look, you've got the star and the sun. Now that's interesting as well, because you're projecting joy. These two cards came up in a reading yesterday from a different deck in a reading Santara was doing. It was really interesting energy, and I was thinking how I'd never seen those two cards together. And here they are for you. So you're projecting future happiness for others. You're projecting the blossoming of life for people. You're bringing people into not just, I mean, it's such a beautiful card. Everything about the star is a healer. You are healing by standing in your truth. The cosmos has wired you up. It's got you into this stage. You've got this binary code that every step you take is perfection almost on this journey forwards now. You've got this projection of light and love. But it's interesting that you're using triangle and pyramid to access the lost souls. You're not using the future frequency for the pathways, you're using triangles still. Even though ultimately the many paths is hinting at the cube energy becoming important. So you have sacral healing, solar plexus healing, grounding. This is about standing in a truth, projecting wonder in the natural world, in the physical world, not the natural world, in the physical world. You are that beacon, that pharos, that energy. And this is the card that came out half-heartedly, that is the same. It's the Eight of Wands, but this is again, it's playing into this energy of rushing forwards, mapping, having direction and bringing things to a point, because you've got your inner map that you've created. This is healing energy, aquamarine frequency, and you're drawing people, souls, and they're from the distant past. They're kind of like, in a very crude way of putting it, it's a little bit like they've all left energy dust and you're going in to sweep it all up and to take it and to cast it out into the sea or into the cosmos, and to release it so that it can be transmuted into something new. Because it's, while it was sitting in the old frequencies, it was stopping the souls that have moved on, that were part of those energies, from fully releasing. And now it's time to fully release all the trapped fourth dimensional ancestral memories and second dimension personal demons. And this is taking you towards the Muse of Materials, to be the King Zen of Pentacles in the real world. It's such a beautiful card. This is you and this other soul, this original soulmate, mirrored soul energy that came holding open frequency portals to guide people to their future. Future is what I want to say. Absolutely beautiful. So, outcome card. What is the outcome, please, for sheep and goat? What is the outcome, please, for sheep and goat? What is the outcome, please, for sheep and goat? I'm shuffling for another card because this one's just come out in horse, I think. But this is what you're doing. You're bringing balance. This is your arm bringing balance to the lost souls. It's soul fragments. Balance will be restored, and then they can pass through to their true futures. But I need a card for you. Oh, not 5. Come on, play fair, please. Sheep goat needs an ending. Sheep goat needs an ending, please, to know where this is going for them. I hope it throws out a lovely card like intimacy or new union for me. It's too many cards. Oh, that's beautiful. It's partly you, but it's partly the energy of what you're doing. So this, being a beacon of energy for others, is allowing you to reach in and fix the soul fragments in people so that they and you, and that's 33 again. 33 is the frequency of the three-dimensional world, and you've already mapped out the journey to the fifth-dimensional new world, but that's a very slow and gradual change of the earth frequency. But you're bringing in, for them and you and everyone you're around, self-love. 42, balance. Returning people to their original frequencies. And now the layers of triangles in this card are layering together into cubes and hexagons. I want to say Saturn and the hexagon tornado above it. But what you're doing is you're birthing a new inner child, a new innocence that's wisdom. This is not going and finding the poor child that was ignored, abused, and had all the traumas layered on them. It's totally fixing the fragments in them and actually creating a new energy of divine blueprint frequency. That's the map that you're ultimately working on, and that's how your mirrored soul comes to work with you to guide the lost souls back to their future. That's why these were the wrong way round. You're taking people back so that they can go to their futures. So, there we go, sheep goat. A little bit more of that message. It's underway now. It's all in the dream world. Enjoy it. Wassail.